Hi there, welcome to TELW the English Workshop with me, Manu. TELW is all about teaching you how to speak English the way it's really spoken, naturally. This is the second video or the second part of the basic English videos. In the previous video, we saw the important things that we need to know how to speak about routine activities, things that we do in general. And we saw three things. First, the vocabulary that we need to know to answer the question, how often? Second, we learned how to use these words, the vocabulary, to answer the question, how often? And third, we learned how to talk about things in general. And in this video, we're going to look at three more things. We're going to look at some vocabulary that will describe the activities that we do, some of our regular activities. And we'll also look at how to be fluent at this basic level. There are different levels of fluency. We'll learn them in subsequent videos. And third, we're going to learn about the rule of communication. The one single rule. If we know this rule, we'll be able to communicate very easily at whatever level of English we are. Before I proceed, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet, do hit that subscribe button over there. And the bell icon, don't forget to click that. And share this if you think it's useful. It'll help the others also. And do comment. Now let's look at some of the activities. I'm going to show you some pictures and I'm going to give you the vocabulary that we need to describe those pictures. And at the end of that, I'm going to give you my routine, my daily routine. Now, the thing that you need to notice in these vocabulary is how I use those words, the way the words are arranged. That's called the collocation. And they are very, very important. You can't change them. Let's start. So this man's walking the dog. So you can say, I walk the dog. I walk the dog in the mornings. I play tennis. This is playing tennis. What games do you play? They play basketball. She's going jogging. You go swimming. You go trekking. You go cycling. You go mountaineering, climbing mountains. You go rock climbing. You go horse riding. Notice I said go with ing in all these cases. You go swimming. You go rock climbing. Why did I say that? Because in all these activities, you go from one place to another. So you say you go. You go jogging. You go horse riding. Do you know anything else that you go doing? You work out at the gym or exercise at the gym. You wash your car. You read a book. You do gardening. You do cooking. Now I'm going to tell you about my routine. I always get up at around 5 in the morning. Then I freshen up. I usually go jogging in the park near my house. After that, I come back, rest, have some coffee with my wife, and read the newspaper. And then I freshen up and get dressed for work. I have some breakfast with my wife and son. Later, I leave for work. I come back home around 6 in the evening. We have some tea and chat with my son about his day in college. Then we go for a small walk around our block. After that, we come back, have our dinner and watch some TV. We go to bed around 10 o'clock. Now I'm curious to know about your daily routine. Why don't you give it to me in the comments below? Now let's come to the second part. Fluency. You must have noticed that I use words like then, and then, after that, later. These are what I call the linkers, and they tell you what came first, what came second, what came third. So they give you the sequence of activities or events. Therefore, I call them the sequence linkers. They help you move from the first activity to the second activity and tell you exactly what happened first and then next. So they help you move. So they are transitions. These are some of the transition chunks. I've given a link below. You can see those transition chunks there. Now the biggest question is, why do we need these transition chunks? See, they help the listener to get the picture of what you're saying. You see, okay, now this brings us to the communication principle. I told you about the rule of communication, the principle of communication. I'll tell you that now. See, communication is when you have a picture of what you want to say in your mind. So you describe that picture in words. The listener gets those words and he draws the picture in his mind. If your words are exactly what you think, the listener will also get the same picture. So your picture, the listener's picture, when they become same, your communication is done. It's as simple. So your aim should be to describe your picture correctly. So that's about all for today. In the next video, we're going to look at 3 things. Some vocabulary again, this time for time. Second, asking questions. And third, making conversation. Until then, bye-bye. Don't forget to practice what I just said. The more you practice, the better you will be.